to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello there. It is Marketing Agent TV, Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. The program is a 30-minute awesome package that comprises brand news, brand focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth analysis aimed at promoting the brand idea. I'm OMOYELE. Welcome to the program.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
We begin with brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing and advertising in Nigeria and around the world.
And now to brand news. Coca-Cola is set to release new orange cream flavor in both regular and zero sugar varieties. The global beverage brand said the new soda combines classic Coke with orange and vanilla flavors. It affirmed that this release comes after the discontinuation of the similar orange vanilla flavor in 2022, prompting excitement from fans, hoping for a worthy replacement. Nigeria's newspaper advertising market is projected to reach $27.94 million by 2025. This is according to Statista. However, the industry faces a declining growth rate with a projected minus 5.22% compound annual growth rate between 2024 and 2029. This decline reflects a shift towards digital advertising and challenges facing traditional print media. While some advertisers targeting older or rural demographics may remain, experts suggest newspapers must innovate with digital solutions to stay relevant. The global smartphone market has rebounded in 2024, showing 4% year-on-year growth after 2 years of decline, according to Counterpoint Research. Few brands led all manufacturers in shipments. This recovery follows a decade-low sales in 2023, driven by improving economic conditions and increased consumer demand.
That was brand news. Next is branding focus right after the break.
How far, Niger? Welcome to the Glow Cafe app. Come in. Because it's time for an upgrade. Your own personal Glow Cafe app open 24/7. Welcome to bigger, better, smarter. Welcome to total control of your data, your airtime. Mom, I'll call you back. How you buy? I'll send you data. How you share and how you recharge. Movies, gaming, music, all in one place. Welcome to more value. Download the upgraded Glow Cafe app and get more data. Get 100% recharge bonus and get a massive 100 gigabytes data bonus when you register. Want it all? Download all this into this.
Unlimited. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
And now to brand in focus. In today's digital age, influencer partnerships are a key part of many brand strategies. But are these collaborations truly effective? A new report suggests that alignment between a brand and its chosen influencer is crucial for success. According to several industry professionals, influencer marketing is not just about popularity, but about building authentic connections with target audiences. They explained that a mismatch can damage a brand's reputation, while a well-aligned partnership can boost its message, build trust, and drive sales. These experts stated that brands need to clearly define their goals before partnering with influencers. They agreed that this helps them find influencers whose content and audience match those goals. LAMPE OMOYELE, Managing Director of Nitro 121, emphasized the importance of aligning the choice of influencer with the brand's essence, ethos, and objectives. It suggested that a disconnect in any of these areas could create problems for the brand. OMOYELE reportedly stated that even with alignment, that the execution is key. The brand custodian questioned whether the partnership actually impacts the brand's objectives, while also reiterating the need for brands to be more careful in their selection of influencers and how they implement their marketing strategies. He believes there is a gap, but also said there is a real opportunity for brands to improve their use of influencer marketing. Noting that while significant amounts are being spent on influencer marketing, OMOYELE suggested that some of it is being wasted due to a lack of impact, even though brands appear to have embraced it as a key strategy. The accomplished marketing professional argued that not all brand influencer collaborations are successful. The Nitro 121 business leader added that partnering with influencers who are not relevant to the brand or promote conflicting values can lead to negative reactions and wasted resources.
Welcome back. Next is Industry Conversation, where we have discussions with industry thought leaders. My guest today is the Managing Director of a leading creative agency in Nigeria. Join me after the break.
See this baby, why should they do younger like this? As you see me so, I don't become 10x of the woman when I did before. Berekete 10x.
Make you enjoy 10 times your recharge, double data, and other betterment on top, voice calls, IG, TikTok, audio and video streaming, Zoom calls, and other better things them. Dial *301#.
You never finish up. 1,000 naira welcome bonus for voice and data. You mean all this thing for Berekete 10x? Full for the enjoyment.
Is your line blocked? You can get your line unblocked free, fast and easy. Quickly go to any Glow World shop or SIM registration center near you and link your NIN to your Glow line right now. Got no NIN? Visit the nearest NIMC office, get an NIN, and then link it to your Glow line. NIN registration is free, so reconnect with Glow today.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
All right, thanks for joining us. My guest today, like I mentioned earlier, is LAMPE OMOYELE. I hope I got the name right this time.
Close, very well.
Oh, close. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about the Nigerian creative industry. Now, how would you assess, the industry, flashback to, last year? I know 2024. How would you assess the industry?
Okay. So, you've asked a question around the creative industry as a whole. Mm-hmm. And so when you look at the creative industry, my response will be beyond just the advertising. Mm-hmm. So the creative industry in Nigeria has been vibrant. 2024 has been a challenge. But what we have seen is there has been a lot of creativity, variety coming to play in the market on a creative perspective. Generally, the creative economy, I believe, is growing, and its impact within the Nigerian economy is also increasingly significant. Now, having said that, to narrow it to the advertising industry, it has been a challenging year, as it has been for many sectors of Nigerian economy. Nevertheless, it has been vibrant. It has experienced a measure of growth in terms of the activity level, in terms of the spend, despite the challenges, because I think that business owners, brands, do recognize the importance of advertising. And therefore, while it has been a challenging year, it has also been one that has brought out a lot of creativity, stretched practitioners in order to just keep going and building the brands that are involved in the marketplace.
Awesome. So talking about growth and challenges, I know you said the industry has grown. Now let's talk about challenges. What are some of the challenges that, that is hindering the growth? Maybe, we could have had some exponential growth in the industry. What are some of the challenges hindering this growth, and how industry players, how are they tackling these challenges?
So specifically for 2024, as we know, the economy has had many challenges. We have had hyperinflation, based on the latest results from the National Bureau of Statistics. Inflation is about 35%, the highest in 18 years. Now, with that inflation, which has been driven by issues around the floating of the naira, the weakening of the naira, the increasing cost of fuel. So a lot of factors. Food inflation is high. And then linked to that is the fact that consumer purchasing income has significantly been eroded.
Absolutely.
Now, because that's been eroded, you now have a situation where consumers and brand owners are rationalizing how they spend the resources that they have. They are seeking to stretch the resources they have. And once that there's a challenge around spend, what then typically then happens is that brands, businesses begin to look at their marketing budgets, look at their advertising budgets. And therefore, the risk is that the amount of money that they have they're looking to stretch it, and that also has an impact on advertising agencies and companies and marketing practitioners. So that's been a challenge. They're still spending money, but if, for example, they had 100 naira, if they had 100 naira last year, perhaps this year they have 120 naira. But what the 120 naira will get them is lower than what the 100 naira would have gotten this year.
Yes.
And so they're looking to stretch that. Now, how have agencies, how companies playing in the industry tried to adapt to this? So obviously, you need to also begin to look at your cost profile. Because the revenues and billings, even if there has been some marginal increase, and I'm speaking generally, there may be some players within the industry that have had significant growth, but speaking generally, even if revenues and billings have increased somewhat, again, what those revenues and billings can get you is lower than what you could get previous year. So companies are looking at their cost profile, margin overheads, also looking at diversification beyond just doing the core creative TV or radio. People are also looking to pivot to utilizing of technology, looking at digital marketing because a lot of clients are spending more money around the digital space. And so companies in the advertising space are looking to diversify, seeking to leverage technology, pivoting a lot more to digital marketing in terms of ensuring survival and also thriving. So I'll look at innovation, product diversification, management of costs, and looking for new markets, both within Nigeria and also outside Nigeria, are ways in which various players are seeking to address the challenges.
Great. So talking about new markets, what are the opportunities or the likely opportunities you think players can latch on in 2025, that can actually bring about the growth and profitability that, is required or that is expected in the industry?
So I'll address that from two perspectives when I say about new markets.
Okay.
So first of all, the obvious one would be looking for opportunities outside of Nigeria. Okay. With dollar being king or is it queen, any business that you can get that pays you in forex is probably useful. And I believe for Nigerian companies seeking for opportunities within sub-Saharan Africa would be an opportunity. So looking at the west of Africa, both Anglophone and Francophone, there could be opportunities there. You're also seeing some opportunities in east of Africa, not just the core east, but also the greater East Africa. So looking at Kenya, looking at Uganda, looking at Tanzania, looking at Rwanda. Even if those markets may not be as large as the Nigerian opportunity, the fact of seeking for growth, I think that companies need to also begin to look at those other markets outside of Nigeria. And then looking inwards within the context of Nigeria itself. What tends to happen is that there's a lot of concentration, a lot of focus of FMCG, on telco within the concept of Nigeria, on the banking sector. And so while those are the biggest advertisers, there are a lot of other companies that are looking for partnership, for support from industry players, from advertising companies to help them on their growth. So in terms of sectors, One, the MSME sector is an opportunity. Obviously, you need to be able to play effectively there because the expenditure may not be as high as FMCGs, for example. However, they are an opportunity. MSMEs account for a small part of the GDP in the Nigerian context.
Yes.
So it's important to address those and provide tools, provide bouquets that can help them grow. So the MSME sector is an opportunity. And then also look at other sectors beyond the typical FMCG, telco, or banking sector. The real estate sector is also one which is in certain areas of Nigeria. So I think my suggestion is to go beyond the typical sectors that everybody seems to focus on and look for growth opportunities outside those sectors while not neglecting those existing sectors.
Awesome. So let's talk about the brands now. Now, what advice would you give brands in terms of, how to navigate their marketing ad spend and strategy in order to stay afloat, especially in 2025?
So, because there will always be a challenge with budgets.
Okay.
So it now means how brands will look at the most cost-effective platforms to utilize. So digital marketing is a useful space to play in. And when I say digital marketing, I do not just mean social media. It also means going beyond social media. While that is critical, also looking at other avenues of digital marketing to play in. So looking at search engine optimization, for example, looking at even email marketing. Those are ways in which targeted advertising within the digital marketing space are some of the ways brands can stretch their budgets. And let me also say this, that I sense that at times there could be a lot of wastage at times in terms of the spend, and that's because of the lack of appropriately targeting the audience. And so one of the ways in which brands can ensure that their advertising is more effective is to have clarity in terms of who the target market is, and therefore know the media consumption habits of the target market so that the advertising can be deployed that can address the target market on platforms, media, that they get a lot of their information from. So I would say brands need to be segmenting more tightly, focusing on target audience, optimizing the advertising, using the appropriate media platforms that will enable them to reach the target audience.
Let's talk about Nitro 121. What inspired the name Nitro 121?
All right, so a bit of a background for that. So the company, Nitro 121, is 19 years at the moment. And in 2025, by God's grace, we shall celebrate 20 years.
Awesome.
The company started as 141 Worldwide in 2005. And in 2018, we decided that it was time to reinvent for a number of reasons. We used to be part of an international affiliation, and we had parted ways. The name 141 was a name that, even though we had registered in Nigeria, was a name that was familiar within that network. And we thought that we needed to create a new brand identity for ourselves, not forgetting our solid history, but charting a path for even greater things ahead. And so we began to have a search for a name, Nitro, a new name. And in the process, we had put forward the kind of brand identity that we wanted. And part of the brand identity we wanted was to be seen as high-performing, to be seen as connecting, youthful, and enterprising. So we began to look, having established the brand identity that we desired, began to look for names that would justify that. And Nitro came up because Nitro signifies energy, right? From even know the chemical compound nitrogen or nitromethane, which are used to power engines. And so we thought that Nitro was a name that could signify energy, high performance in enterprise. We also wanted to have the numerals that associated with our name to build on our history, called 141 worldwide. But we wanted to elevate it, and we thought that 141, we could also move on to say 1-to-1. Which 1-to-1 speaks about our connectedness with one another within the company, with our clients, and connecting our clients in the marketplace solidly. So we came up with 1-to-1. Now we decided to have Nitro name first to signify that energy, and then 1-to-1 that signifies that 1-to-1, that connectedness that we have with our clients, with ourselves, and the marketplace. And that's what formed the creation of Nitro 1-to-1.
Awesome. So talking about clients, now how has Nitro 1-to-1 been able to align its vision and mission, with its diverse roles, with clients, the client's needs? How has it been able to align, its vision and mission?
So we're big on issue of connection, connectedness, and understanding of the marketplace and our clients' business. And so for every of our clients, for every brand that we work, and we work across various sectors. We have experience across FMCG, telco, banking, SME, fintech, across oil and gas. We work across sectors. And the key thing in marketing is have the customer at the heart of strategy. So we understand our clients' business, we understand their brands, and we understand the role of their brands in the marketplace. So the key strength that we have is a deep understanding of the marketplace, of the target customer, the target consumer of our clients. And based on that deep understanding, we're able to develop relevant strategies that address the objectives and goals of our clients. And emerging from those relevant strategies, we develop creatives, advertising, across platforms, television, radio, out of home, digital, that addresses the client's needs within the marketplace.
Awesome. So let's talk principles and ethics, or ethos. What are the ethos and principles on which Nitro 1-to-1 is positioned on?
Yeah, thank you for the question, because we are particular about values. So the company was founded on very strong ethical values. And as we evolved and as we ran into Nitro, we put together those values into an acronym that spells RIGHT. RIGHT. So one of the things is that we say we do things right. Now, the R stands for responsible. So we are responsible to ourselves, to our clients, and we act responsibly, ethically. I is integrity. We're big on integrity. Ethics is a major focus for us. We do not do business in the ways that may appear to be norm in some parts. And when we say integrity, it's about the fact that we keep our word, keep our bond, and we strive to do business ethically. G stands for gusto, which means enthusiasm, verve. We are excited about what we do, and it shows in terms of the quality that we put out. H is harmony, and that speaks to the value of teamwork and respect that we have within ourselves and also with clients and everybody we associate with. And T stands for transparency. We spoke earlier on about transparency, and we are really focused on transparency. So those are the values that we hold there, and we truly, on a day-to-day basis, run our business in those lines.
Awesome. So 19 years journey. How has Nitro 1-to-1 been able to sustain its unique selling proposition in the course of its business journey?
We have great people. We have had great people, and we still have a great set of people who live up to the values that I've spoken about, especially on an ethical basis. We've been very creative in terms of what we have developed for various brands in the marketplace, so we are consistent in terms of quality. We challenge ourselves. where we fall short, we course correct very, very quickly. We have a supportive board that allows freedom to act. And we've had great clients that we have worked with on a partnership basis. We're big on collaboration, and that's why we've had clients that we worked with for over 10 years, and we still work with. So I was saying, in summary, it's about the great people we have on the board, to management, to the people who have worked here and who continue to work here, the values that we hold dear, and just constantly challenge ourselves to better by the day and putting our clients at the heart of our business.
And that's the much we can take on this week's episode of Marketing Edge on TV. Join us same time next week for another informative episode. I am Oluwabukola Omani. Bye for now.